I wasn't by my last life.
100%. Thank you very much. And continue with our understanding of where we are in the month. And as the whole process begins to heat up, which it is. And what do I mean by heat up? I mean things like the increasing cost of living, the difficulty in accessing every lies and distortions and distractions by the politicians, the not acknowledging the trauma that so many people have collectively gone through over the last 2 years, and to just dismiss it, let's move on. These are the energy points at which the whole process, groupthink, begins to take a new formation, a formation that will increasingly become about distrust, increasingly become fueled with anger, increasingly become more and more dissonance. And what do I mean by that? While many can't see things falling apart, everyone can feel something. The feeling you can't get away with, that something seems out of. So as we've anticipated, just grow and grow what to do with it. But this is going to be capped by the circumstances changing such that access to food becomes difficult. And the Western world hasn't known anything like a famine for a very long time, or food restriction. But those countries that have lived through those kind of scenarios understand the gravity of what it means when food becomes scarce. Why would food become scarce? It's not because the world is running out of food. It never will do. There is more grass than things that can eat grass. There are more fruits than things that can live on fruit. There are more trees than there are humans. There's everything in abundance. Everything is always in abundance. And this abundance is now starting to be restricted. And as a result, you can then control, if you have your corridors for your grain, then you can understand the problems that are coming to countries that are dependent on imports of food, rise each other. The feeling of dissonance, the feeling of misaligned to the point that it becomes to work for argument's sake. And as a result, people are then impacted on everyday life, fuel bills go up and everything else piles up. It is that pressure that will enable people to move likely towards winter months. The other thing that we mentioned maybe a year or so ago, was that as the human psyche has a direct effect on all that surrounds us, including the weather, including the earth, etc., etc., etc. So as we move towards the second part of the year, well, one should not be surprised to become more and more aware of weather events that are a little bit more out of the ordinary, water events that are a little bit more out of the ordinary. And this is simply about reciprocal our electromagnetic fields and the Earth's response to it and the environment's response to it. And through these processes, we will redefine ourselves, and we will begin to learn that to be human isn't just about this body and these senses, but there is this interconnected relationship with all that's around us. And out of that, perhaps we will come to some senses and ensure that we can maintain some coherence, some harmony, and enable each other and ourselves not to just overcome this external, I would say, attack on humanity, because it seems to be that the humans are more targeted than the animals. And the targeted on humanity, if you look at it, those people who feel they are the in charge of humanity by a certain number of people or certain percentage. Now, as a result of such ego tripping, such control and greed, what is it fueled by? Why are some people able to do this and get away with this? Is one, they're in a position of power, and two, that they are intoxicated. Like we are intoxicated, you might get intoxicated by substances, you might get intoxicated by wine, by alcohol, but you'll find that a lot of these people who are making these incredible decisions on behalf of humanity themselves are intoxicated. They're intoxicated with power, they're intoxicated with wealth, they're intoxicated with the pride to be able to make a decision that can control the livelihoods of millions of people. This intoxication, this ego-led behavior, this intoxication is being exposed to us and brought to us so we're able to make a decision on how we move forward. So as bad as it sounds and as severe as it sounds in terms of what's going on around the world, I think great hope needs to be driven and taken from the circumstances, knowing that as things become more and more difficult, there are more and more opportunities to break through and therefore make the world over a period of time into a better place of being. So as the darkness gets more and more expansive, there are more abilities for just one little spark to make all the change. And this is where your meditations, your way of being, each and every one are here not because of our choosing, because of our requirement and need. And therefore, what we do will add to this energy, this overall energy towards harmony or towards distress. And that simply depends on where you are within yourself, both mentally, emotionally, which will then impact on your physical and your transpersonal. In summary, as the summer comes up, things are going to get hotter and things are getting hotter. And that just means exposure, but also our own inner space. And the way forward is this is allowing us to recognize that there's now an opportunity for us to group, to prepare, to work together, and to ensure that if we work as a collective, small groups of collectives, then we will have a huge impact and make the whole process that we are going through far less painful, but very, very impactful. So circumstances are drawing us there. Important to realize that all that is happening exactly as it needs to happen. There's not a single element of it that is out of sync. Everything is happening as it needs to happen in order for what needs to happen with you and I to happen as well, to become part and parcel of this phenomenal change that we as humanity are experiencing. Okay, I think that's enough rambling. Enough rambling. Okay, so we'll do our little meditation, and today I think we will focus on sound a little bit more, and I'm going to ask my lovely assistant here to help us. So we'll work with some sound, and all we're doing is just allowing our awareness to become sharpened, right? So begin with your intention. So your eyes are closed, back is stretched, shoulders are pulled back, and your intention is simply to become present. Okay? While all around you changes, you will notice that which is deep within you remains unchanging. It's that element that we identify with through this process, that unchanging element within us. So as you take your breath in, you're going to become aware of your body. And just take a note of what's going on with you. Okay. To be open, and just have a note where the thoughts are running around to, the general feel that you're in. And a quick scan of the body to notice if there's anything dominant in the body itself. Okay. Take a moment to notice what's around you. So simply begin to listen to any sound that's around you. Becoming aware of the environment that's around you. Notice the temperature on your skin, on your body. Is it comfortable? Are you warm? Are you cold? And then bring yourself to the location itself. Notice the ground beneath you. And simply by becoming aware of our location, we begin to ground ourselves and embed ourselves. Notice that you are here, you can't be anywhere else. Next breath in. Bring your focus now to the seat you're on. Notice how well you're supported and held in place. As you breathe in, bring your focus up so you become aware of your hips. As you breathe out, bring this focus down your thighs. From your knees, you move down towards your ankles. Notice your feet. Notice the soles of your feet. Coming back to the seat you're on. Notice that your back is straight and upright. As you breathe in, bring your focus gently up so you become aware of your lower back, middle back, and then moving up towards your shoulder blades. From your shoulders, bring your focus down to your elbows. Moving slowly down to your wrists. Coming to the palms of your hands. Coming to your fingers. bringing your focus towards your eyes. Notice the darkness. Recognizing the awareness. And then as you breathe out, relaxing and softening this part of the body. And then moving your focus to your mouth. Notice the sensations within your mouth. Notice the roof of your mouth. Inside your mouth, cheeks. Notice your tongue. Allow it to soften. And as you breathe out, allowing your face to relax. Following your breath back in, becoming aware of your body. Noticing anything that's dominant. Next breath in, bring your focus to your inner space. Becoming aware of your thoughts. If any. Bring your focus to your chest. Begin to notice the chest moving with the breath. Notice the subtle sensations that accompany the movement of your chest. Move your focus a bit deeper into yourself. Notice how you feel it. Notice your emotional content, your inner space, just the feel. And then on your next breath out, begin to listen to all the sounds around you. Bring your focus beneath your nose and just sit with your breath. Holding your focus with a little bit of effort, watching the in-breath moving in, watching the out-breath moving out. If you find your focus has drifted from your breath, notice the distraction, come back to your breath. Holding your focus just beneath your nose, watching the in-breath as it moves in, watching the out-breath as it moves out. Notice the start and the end of your in-breath. Notice the start and the end of your out-breath. Start and end of your in-breath, start and end of your out-breath as best as you can. Stay with your breath. Bringing your focus now to your out-breath. Following it all the way towards the end. And as you do this, allow your body to soften a bit further. Letting go. Simply following the out-breath all the way till the end. Notice there's a tiny little gap at the end of your out-breath before the in-breath begins. See if you can notice that. Now bringing your focus to how the breath feels. Notice if the breath feels light or if it feels heavy. Bringing your focus now to the sound of your breath. Try and listen to the in-breath as it comes in. Try and listen to the out-breath as it goes out. Does your in-breath sound the same as your out-breath? Does the start of the breath sound the same as the end of the breath? When does the sound of the breath begin? When does it end? Stay with your breath. Stay with your breath. Listening to the in-breath as it comes in, listening to the out-breath as it goes out, as best as you can. Next breath out. Allow your awareness, opening it so all the sounds around you can come to you, including the sound of your breath. And we're simply exercising our ability to listen. When you're ready, gently bring your focus just beneath your nose and just sit with your breath. On your next breath out, expanding your awareness, becoming aware of your whole body as best as you can. Notice how the body feels. Notice the stillness. You're still sitting in the same place you began, held in place. You can sense your thighs moving down from your knees towards your ankles. Sense your feet. And then moving to the soles of your feet. Back is straight and upright. Shoulders, arms, hands are relaxed and comfortable. Eyes are still closed. Mouth is relaxed. Coming back to your breath. Breathing in, you can sense your body. Breathing out, you can sense your body. When you hear the next bell, use this bell to draw a few deep breaths in, and in your own good time, gently opening your eyes. Take your time.